Right, good morning, everyone. Welcome councillors, staff and members of the public. Just a friendly reminder to please ensure that your devices are either off or on silent. It's always rather embarrassing when one of us takes an unexpected call. This meeting is being held in the supper room, the Waihinga Centre, Martinborough Town Hall. It is being live streamed this morning and will be available to view on Council's YouTube channel. As I'm sure we are mostly aware, the emergency exits for this room are the door you came in here. And if we do need to evacuate the building, please use one of these exits and assemble outside by the playground. Please remain at the assembly area until the building has been confirmed clear. And I invite Councillor Bosley to open the meeting this morning with a karakia.
Thank you. Kia ora te marino, kia whakapapa ponamu te moana, hei huarahi mā tātou I te rangi nei. Aroha atu, aroha mai, tātou e tātou katoa. Kia ora.
We have two apologies this morning. Councillor Woodcock, who is away, and Councillor Plummer, who was unable to join us.
Funeral.
Who is at a funeral. Do I have a mover to accept apologies? Thank you, Councillor Elams, and a seconder, Councillor Maynard. All those in favour, please say aye. Aye. Those against, the motion is carried. Are there any conflicts of interest here today? No. That being the case, we will move on to the decision report for today, which is our appointments review, which I'm sure you have all read. Janice, would you like to add anything further to the report at this point?
Through the chair, take it as read.
Take it as read, thank you. I guess what I would say at this point is two things. The outcome we are looking for today is inclusive, transparent representation across our external committees. So we bear that in mind when we review the current appointments, and just bearing in mind that there are probably 4 or 5 of the regional appointments that do all interconnect. So when we get to the point of reviewing those, I think it's mindful to think that perhaps when we look to who we appoint, it probably needs to be one person because they all do interconnect and often meet on the same day. Councillors, do you have any questions or comments at this point? Councillor Maynard.
I'd just like to make a comment. So in the last triennium, we actually had 3 councillors plus the mayor was able to come to the Māori Standing Committee meeting. I don't think that it's right that it should just now suddenly be 1 councillor. I think we definitely need a second councillor on there because the mayor is always able to come as well and is welcome. So,
that's fine. We can look.
I'd really like to look at having a secondary councillor on there as well, because with things moving with regards to the treaty settlements and things, and we're in part, like the Māori Standing Committee was set up in partnership with the council, we need to continue that. And so that's why I think it's really important that we definitely have at least another person on.
Wonderful. We will make note of that and ensure that.
More, if everyone.
Councillor Elams.
Thanks, Chair. I'd just like to make comment that certainly looking through the list of committees and the meetings that is there, I feel that as a council we haven't been having the visibility of what is Mayor Martin been attending and what has been discussed at those meetings or those committees. Certainly under the previous triennium from 2019 to 2022, when I was on the Martinborough Community Board, as part of our agenda packs, we often received a mayoral report from Mayor Bain, who did record and report the topics that were discussed at the various meetings and committees that were attended. So certainly in this last 18 months, I don't think we've had that visibility. I feel we have not had that visibility.
Thank you. Any further comment at this point? Councillor Bowles.
Thank you, Your Acting Worshipness. I'm inclined to agree with you, certainly in terms of getting the back from those, certainly those regional representation roles. And I have to say, over the last 8 weeks, we've had an opportunity to see what we can really achieve in terms of getting information. Melissa's done a sterling job in filling that gap in the interim, and we're grateful for that, to be quite honest. We really are, because we've never been so well informed as we have been over the last 8 weeks, and that shone through. So I guess that this review has come about through the fact that we've seen what we can achieve, I guess, in that period of time. So it's important that when we make these decisions around who represent us around the table, it's certainly at a regional level, that we get the information back as councillors to assist us in making decisions for the future. So,
Thank you, Councillor Crossley.
Thank you very much. And just, it's probably a bit of a segue out of what Colin was just saying is, I'd be curious to know what overtures either yourself or CEO received from Martin regarding his return as mayor in terms of transition, updates, etc., going forward for when he is back, if there has been anything at all.
I have not had any contact with Martin over the course of his leave of absence.
Nothing. So he's due back tomorrow, but there's been no
Not directly,
from him.
not directly with Martin, no.
Okay, thank you.
Any other further comments before we discuss the particular appointments? Councillor Maynard.
Just with regards to the committee, the Mayoral Forum and the Wairarapa Moana Statutory Board, I understand that it is normally the mayor who is on those from the different areas, and I'd just like to know if we're if it's actually that's actually part of their tour, that's part of their terms of reference, because I'd hate to say, yeah, yes, let's move this, and then it turns out that it's not.
So the course of action, should this table decide that they would be seeking alternative representation at either the Moana Statutory Board or the Mayoral Forum, would be a letter of request to both of those, both the board and the forum, to have that happen, because they are different to the appointments that this council has made. So that would be requesting that from those boards.
Thank you.
Councillor Olds.
sorry, to speak up before we start getting into who's appointed to what. I think in terms of regional representation, and you're absolutely right, we need one person because it's all interconnected, and that would, in my view, would be the role for the deputy mayor, acting mayor today, deputy mayor tomorrow. I think that you've shown leadership in those forums already. You are known, and once again, I think that would make sense. So I would be suggesting all those regional representatives. I know the remuneration, for instance, you get as a deputy mayor is not that of a mayor, and it's going to be quite a time commitment for you. But in saying that, if you are happy, I guess, to offer your services, then I know that we would be gratefully appreciative on those regional committees. Yeah.
You can't, Councillor Macaulay.
Yes, I just like to confirm with what Colin has said. I think that, you know, to have it so that it is transparent and visible and the whole council is getting information, that I think that would be a very suitable appointment to these boards.
Thank you. If there's no further comment at this stage, we will move on to the both the current appointments and any revision that the table wishes to make to that. So if we look at the table, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, the first 4 certainly are regional committees. That's the Wellington Committee, Wellington Regional Leadership Committee, Civil Defence Committee, and the Regional Transport Committee. Currently, the mayor is appointed to all four, with the deputy mayor as the alternate for the first two. To this point this morning, it has been suggested that the revised appointment would be the deputy mayor. Do we have a alternate to that, both as a appointed member and as an alternate for when the deputy is unavailable?
I just like to agree that the deputy mayor should take those positions, but with councillor Ellis being a seconder, if
The alternate.
alternate, sorry, thank you, if you're unable to attend.
What are your work commitments like?
For the water committee.
For
For the committee.
being able to alternate all of these.
No, just. for
Oh, right,
the-
got it.
Okay, so a suggestion of Aidan as the alternate for the Wellington Water Committee.
Generally, the first three are all lined up on the same day. So you go from one to the other, and they're usually a Friday in Lower Hutt.
I can juggle something.
So you're happy to take that role?
Is
So it would, yeah, so the alternate ideally would be, again, one person for all four.
Okay,
RTC is usually online, so you can Teams into the RTC.
We don't need a second alternate, just in case.
So,
and how often are those meetings? Monthly or
Yeah, I think.
monthly?
And it's definitely not weekly or bi-weekly. It's definitely monthly or,
are you comfortable with that level of potential commitment, Aidan?
Yep.
So the next one is the Wairarapa Committee. So this is a committee that meets the three Wairarapa councils alongside GDUB. Currently, the mayor is appointed with the deputy mayor as the alternate. However, in his absence, councillor Plummer has indicated that he has an interest, and I believe that councillor Olds also has an interest in sitting on that committee. Further interest?
Alistair said to me he was interested in that one.
Yeah, so we've got councillor Olds and councillor Plummer with an interest in the Wairarapa committee. Not sure if
primary.
yeah, so it would just be looking for a primary and an alternate.
So I'd be happy to do the primary. But it's over this table whether or not that's,
You've got the AIG for water as well, don't you?
I have, yeah, okay, maybe it might
Yeah,
be.
so councillor Plummer is the primary
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
yourself is the alternate.
Yep,
Again, so the Wairarapa Moana Statutory Board is the mayor. That this isn't a decision that this table could make in isolation. The decision today would be whether or not we would be looking to request from that board the ability to place an alternate, and then who that person would be. Are open to feedback on that one? So,
Becca, is that something you'd be interested in? You've talked about the one
Rebecca?
space before, I think.
that's a huge responsibility.
it is a
It's an undertaking. And I know that Rebecca would do it really well.
Yeah,
Rebecca,
I second that, third that.
So they,
I could recommend to be an alternate for that.
sorry, who was the alternate?
I could recommend to be an alternate for.
You'd be open to being the alternate?
Yes.
So what we would be looking to do in that, sorry, what's that?
I didn't think it had an alternate.
Doesn't have,
Doesn't
Oh.
it?
Doesn't, okay.
I know, no,
So what I'm hearing is we would be looking to write to the board and seek Rebecca as as the new appointee. Thank you. Taking on board Pip's earlier statements about the Māori Standing Committee. Currently, the appointed members are the mayor and councillor Maynard. But what I'm hearing is that we would wish to appoint a further councillor to that committee.
I'm happy to do that. if that suits you.
It'd be fantastic,
Sure.
honestly.
Councillor
Yeah.
Bobley.
Absolutely.
Oh, it's not me, bro.
Sorry, just,
Well done, Boz.
just to clarify, are we suggesting councillor Bosley is appointed to that committee in place of the mayor?
Well, so it can have up to, so it can absolutely, he can be appointed in place of the mayor because the mayor is still able to attend anyway. So, the mayor was still able to be there as with a lot of our other ones, so I think so. It would be good to have two appointed.
Two appointed.
I think council in the past has had two councillor appointees in there. I think councillor
Three.
Gibson,
The last
Jeppy and.
last and we had Jeppy, we had Garrick and
Yep.
myself and the mayor.
Yep. So two appointments is wonderful, actually, and I think,
It's
yeah,
fantastic because it just,
well done, Boz. Thank you.
Not to, this is to not have the mayor appointed to that committee, is that correct?
That's what I'm just trying to get a guide.
so appointed and then he's still able to be there as well. Yeah.
Which takes us to the Wairarapa Trails Action Group. Councillor Olds, you currently are appointed to this committee, to this action group alongside the mayor. Are you happy to continue?
I must admit, I was a little surprised that the mayor was even put his name there because it's generally one appointee on there. And I think the mayor may have appointed himself. I don't recall.
Okay.
When we did the committees, I don't recall that conversation, but I'm more than happy to stay there. I don't know if we need a second person on that Trails Action Group at this stage.
Thank you. Any further discussion on the Trails Group?
That's probably fine.
The Rimutaka Transport Group, this is currently, just has one appointment. The mayor, have we got any interest in a revision of this?
What does that group do? Yeah.
That is a great question.
It's unclear at the moment.
Is it the Rimutaka Hill Action Group or whatever they call themselves here? Made up of the mayors, I think, in Greater
I
Wellington.
believe so.
Yeah,
I think it's probably appropriate
yeah.
to stay with.
Stay with it.
Stay with what, who? The mayor?
Well,
But I think we need to be having greater visibility over what
Yep.
would actually be discussed.
yeah.
Well, even, none of us even know what
I
that
think
is.
because that has quite important implications, would it not be better something for Aidan to pick up? To transport, I
think.
don't want to bog it down, but
Alistair sees having to jump in and pick up whatever.
Okay, so,
yeah,
councillor.
Because he also,
Oh,
Councillor Plummer also wanted to do safer communities.
yeah, I knew he was keen on that, yeah.
So maybe there's
they kind of,
there's a link between those two.
yeah.
I just wonder if councillor Elms with his ex-police contacts and everything might be better on the safer communities.
I think
It's a matter of time.
someone's
Um,
actually been involved in that.
I think, yeah, Councillor Plummer's been there for a long time now anyway.
Yeah.
He's on the road and
He's on the road, yeah.
road safety.
He's on the roads.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, true, so not the same one.
Councillor Plummer has today proposed to be appointed to the Wairarapa Committee, the Rimutaka Action Group. I wonder if there is, the Rimutaka Transport Group. I wonder if then, with that in mind, that the Wairarapa Safer Communities Group might be appropriate for someone different.
Do they meet?
What about,
How do they?
About you, Kay?
Well, I'd be happy to do that if,
Yeah,
Mayor actually resigned from that committee in September last year. And as I understand it, the meetings are very early in the morning, like 7 a.m, but they are on Teams. So it's not a physical.
but whereabouts in seven, whereabouts.
Just a Zoom.
It's a short meeting.
So you can't physically
You do it for you.
go.
So, yeah.
Because they call them like really early, like 7 or 7:30 in the morning, they
It's just-
were open to having them as
Okay.
meetings.
So is that safer communities?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'd be
We currently do not have a
Representative on there at all.
I'd be happy to do that and I could rely on.
That's great, Kay, because it's
Congratulations.
actually a really important one to. Yeah.
Safer communities together.
Following the point.
I love that.
which leaves, the Mural Forum. Again, the Mural Forum, as stated before, is not a decision in isolation that can be made at this table. It would be, whether or not we would be looking to request from that group, a consideration of having a permanent alternate.
Yes,
Can I suggest that that's a role for the deputy mayor and the mayor, once on the approval of the Mural Forum, to have you as the attendee on behalf of South Wairarapa District.
let's write that letter.
Yeah.
Sorry, councillor Maynard.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, are we better off to actually request whether or not we can before we head to the next part?
I think you have-
You think,
I think you have to nominate who the person is, don't
I
you?
think
that was my question.
the advice I've been given is that we have to approach the forum and us,
Mm.
and then the forum decides.
Yes.
Fine.
Yeah. Entirely in their,
Yep.
very capable hands.
Thank you for that clarification.
We've gone through the table, which is what has been asked. So Amy, have you noted? Amy has noted all of our recommendations,
down as well.
as has Janice. Is there any further discussion before we move and approve? We comfortable? Do I have a mover, please?
Everybody.
Councillor Bosley and a seconder, councillor Gray. All those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
All those against, please say no. The motion is carried. Thank you very much. Brings us to the end of this extraordinary meeting. And do I have a councillor who would like to close this meeting with a karakia?
I can do it if you want.
Thank you.
Mutu a mātou mahi mō pēnei wā manakatia mai mātou katoa. O mātou hoa, o mātou whānau, ai o ki te aorangi.
Kia ora.
Good on. Thank you, everyone.
27 minutes.